arc wasn't even that special.
Wait. Because I see what you're doing. But you're glossing over the whole entire movie. So because you're fixated, So because you're fixated on one part, if you do rate him, I'm pretty sure you're gonna rate him for that one part. But honestly,
no, I was gonna go into more.
Okay,
but you trying to stop me?
I'm just saying.
Is it my character, your character?
Right,
hey, let me. Exactly, my side.
Perfect.
Okay. Welcome everyone. This is Bumop Reviews. This is Nolan, and this is my uncle. We're gonna be talking about today Django. It was a 2012 old movie, and it has a lot of, I don't want to say controversial, but it has a lot of words to it that I don't want to say, and it's really not YouTube friendly. So with that being said, we're gonna be going over it. We're not really going to be trying to say the words as much as possible, but we wanted to talk about this movie because it was really funny to me, and so really was my uncle, and we enjoyed it. So, anything you want to add?
Really controversial movie. We're not going to get like too serious in the topics. To be honest with you, I think the directors kind of did this movie really, really well. And honestly, if you're going to do a movie with this colorful language, it should be like this, you know. Quentin Tarantino, the man is a god. This was a great movie. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it.
Baghead.
Okay. So, this is Baghead, right?
Was he the one who made fun of the dude's wife and everything?
This was the dude who was actually upset with everybody because they didn't like the bags. I had to put him on there.
I'm gonna be real. He gonna go A-tier from me. So to give him backstory, he was pretty much just a place there character. But what made it so funny was his wife made like these bags for people to wear on their head because they was about to go in and kill the two main characters. And so everyone was saying how they can't see. They had like little holes, just tiny holes. And everyone was just throwing a fit over why they couldn't see. He got so mad. He's like, look, I'm just going to leave because you guys are making fun of my wife. Had to sit here and slave over, having to make these bags and everything. Okay? She didn't have to do it. But like everyone was sitting there like, look, the bags could have been better, bro. Okay, if I wanted if I wanted to wear a bag over my head, I would have did it myself. Okay, so it got really that serious. And what made it more funny is after he leaves, then everyone is like, yeah, it was kind of mean, you know. We could have held back a little bit, but
the bags could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, the bags could be a lot better. This time right here, we ain't gonna wear the bags, guys. But the next go round, we're gonna do it better. We're gonna get the bags. I was like,
Listen, the whole scene, I wish I could have put the whole scene as a character, but the whole scene should have been God tier. It was so funny because the dialogue. It's like they forgot about the main reason why, they had the bags. They just wanted better bags. So, man. But honestly, though, I would have gave him a high A because think about it. He actually left, and it was so beneficial for him to leave after what happened to all of them. It was so beneficial for him to leave. Like, I don't know how he got that divine intervention, and all of them was wrong, but some kind of way God was like, you know what? Let me spare this soul because he didn't make the bags.
I would say, I think God said, you know what, bro? Since your wife made the bags and everything, you're sticking up for it. Let me take you back to the crib. I would say his voice for like how he got antagonized and got made fun of and how he came off is what made it more enjoyable. Cause it just fit. It fits that voice. You know what I mean?
It really did. It really did.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it.
And it was another guy that was really funny as well, which was the fat dude. You remember when all three of them were sitting down looking at the scene? And the fat dude, I just didn't put him in there, but I know him because he actually played in different movies. He's really funny. It's really funny, but yeah, I'm not even mad at this. Definitely not. Yeah, that was a really good scene.
I thought you was gonna put the person that was going off. Actually, the one that was saying, "Look, if I won a bag, I would have did it myself first of all." Instead,
that's why I wanted to put. That's why I wish I could have put the whole scene, but it would have been a lot of characters because that whole scene was just so funny.
He started it off. He started it off. he was like, "Man, I'm about to make fun of this man wife today." Okay. Come on now, she could have cut this a little bit better for us.
And the funny part about it, they legitimately couldn't see. Like, it was a real problem. The bags was a real problem. Such a great scene. Such a great scene. Okay. So this is Lil Rod. And I'm so glad I got him. This scene was so funny, right?
Oh,
so right. So Lil Raj was a part of the Brittle Brothers. Yeah. And he was one of the ones that was killing the slaves and was torturing them or whatever. But the reason why I put this picture up because it depicts the perfect scene. When I tell you this dude fumbled the gun. How you fumble the gun? Like, this is what you do. Like, you discipline slave. Like, this is your passion. This is your job. And you fumble the gun for 2 minutes straight. Hey, listen, straight A tier. Straight A tier for that. I'm giving my man A tier for that. Seriously. You want to add anything?
Man, I think it was just ridiculous how he did that. That's all I can say. It was funny, but I would have put him lower. I'm not gonna hold because he fumbled that hard. Like,
listen,
if that gun was $1 million, he would have. Man, on God, he could not hold that to save his life.
Listen, for the type of scene that was, I gotta give. You know what? I tell you what. To me, that scene was on par with the bag dude. Yes. Yeah, it was on par with the bag dude. I'm just saying. No.
Let's be real now. The bag one had a lot better
because it had
a whole group.
Because it had a whole group. Like you said, it had a whole group. It's just one person.
And then two, the whole comedic scene was to knock on this dude's wife over some bags. Him, on the other hand,
But you didn't laugh at. But you didn't laugh at that. You didn't laugh when old dude was fumbling that gun for 2 minutes straight.
I was more like, come on, bro. He had one job. Yeah, it was funny, but at the same time, I don't think it was up there for A tier.
Yeah, it's not bag. Okay. It's not bag, dude. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not bag tier.
I tell you what, I give him a high B. I give him a high B because he did fumble that gun. Now, if you're not okay with that, now you can trade me, but I'm gonna give him a high B. You know, because honestly, I think what I liked about it, the scene was a serious scene. It was life or death. He fumbled that gun. I mean, the way he was fumbling it, he didn't even care who was up on him, you know, with a piece. He was just fumbling the gun. What
made it even more messed up was he fumbled it so bad that the protagonists were able to get a whip and whip him and treat him how he treated slaves. It was that serious but funny at the same time. I'm just sitting there like, bruh.
It was so
One
job, man, and he fumbled that gun for 2 minutes straight. Awesome. Just, man, I'm telling you.
He fumbled the gun and it was on your body, bruh. They got a little sheath, whatever the thing, a gun holster. And you tell me you couldn't just pull it out and go. Instead, this man wanted to sit here and try to juggle it. Like, God dang.
Hey, shout out to Quentin Tarantino, man. Shout out to that guy. I don't know how he came up with this idea, but for him to execute this so flawlessly, shout out to that man.
Yeah, that fumbling was on point, though. That fumbling.
Bro, please do my character justice. Please do him justice.
I would say
my favorite actor. Come on now, please get him right.
We're going. So he was the villain, right? Kinda, sorta, kinda.
He was the villain. He was the villain.
Kinda the villain.
No. He really was the villain. He was just. He was the
villain. Hey man. He's on my side now. Calm that down now.
Right.
Hey, I haven't put me yet.
But I still get to say my piece. He was. Okay. He was the villain.
Hey, if you say something out of pocket, he might go D.
I'm not gonna say nothing out of pocket. I'm just saying he was the villain. But the way they written his character, he was so intrigued by Django that he was more open to stuff. And think about it. See, I don't want to get too deep because then I have to bring up Steven. So he was the villain. He was just a better version. He was just open.
Okay. So like how I look at his whole so-called, this was his villain arc, I would say, throughout the movie. They meet. The whole point of this was the protagonist to get his girl. Okay, but they was playing him thinking that they was going to get a boxer from him. Okay, right. At the very end, when he figured out that, hey, they was actually playing me and everything, he said, you know what? You gotta shake my hand. He told one of the main characters, hey, before you leave, bruh, you gotta shake my hand. He even said, look, I will shoot the person you want so badly if you don't shake my hand. One simple job, handshake.
Okay.
That's it. So his villain arc wasn't even that special.
Wait. Because I see what you're doing, but you're glossing over the whole entire movie. So because you're fixated, So because you're fixated on one part, if you do rate him, I'm pretty sure you're gonna rate him for that one part. But honestly,
no, I was gonna go into more. Okay, but you trying to stop me?
I'm just saying.
Is it my character, your character? Hey, let me. Exactly. My side. All right. Yeah. Sit back, cause he might go in deep. You keep playing with me. So anyway, okay. He was very intrigued by one of the protagonists, and yes, that was true. He really had like this back and forth thing with him, and he was trying to keep them he was trying to keep things civil, but at the same time, he wanted to make sure that he was the main person in the driver's seat. And there was a time where they had another character, and he got eaten by dogs, and he was sitting there watching the protagonist, just saying what he was gonna do about it. He wanted to test him to see, is he gonna break character? Is he gonna like throw a fit over it? He didn't, whatever. I guess in that aspect, even to more of it, he had more to it. But anyway, he to me wasn't that big of a villain all the way around. Like he was more just a dude that
I already know the way that you talking. I already know he's not finna get their true rating that he deserves. So just
anyway. Dang it, you made me lose my thought. Overall, he was a okay villain. He really just was a business person, and that he cared about doing business. He cared about what he was doing. What was his whole shtick? His whole thing was about fighting. Okay, running a business about fighting. So I would say, even to the very end, I liked his character, but I don't think he's going to be in God tier. So anyone who's hoping for God tier, don't even ask me to put him in God tier. He's not going to be in God tier. I would probably say A at most, really. And that's where I'm going to stand at.
You know, I'm not going to even elaborate on it, because if I do, I mean, I even if I do elaborate on it, I still feel as though it's not going to change your mind. But honestly, guys, yeah, no, I put him in A. I get that to you, but yeah. I'm definitely trading for him off the fucking rip. I'm trading for him.
He don't deserve a God tier.
He probably don't deserve God tier, but he deserves S tier. And I can go into the reason why, but I'd rather trade you and put him there. So I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna let you have it. Got him. I think I pulled your guy. I think I pulled your guy. Huh?
Who's that?
This guy. I think I pulled your guy. So listen, this is how we're gonna do it, because I knew that's who you were talking about. And I could really be an a-hole right now, but I really want to keep these reviews all the way. So I'm not gonna even explain him. I'm gonna let you explain him, but let's trade first. Because I know that's who you want.
It is, dude.
Yeah, I know. You want to trade for him?
Yeah, I trade. Yeah, that's all I care about at the end of the day.
Exactly. I knew it. So let me talk about Candy, and I'll let you talk about him. Okay. So guys, this actually works out perfect. This is who I really wanted, was Calvin, right? So let's explain his actual character.
And can we wrap this up? Hey, wrap it up. Hey, we already said a whole lot. Hey, need you to wrap it up.
We traded. We traded. I get to speak my piece. Listen.
Oh, so he get to speak when he gets his piece, but when I speak and I get my piece, I can't speak.
So I tell you what. You want to speak about Steven first, and then I get to speak about him.
No, I'm gonna let you know.
I'm gonna give you courtesy. If that's what you want, if you want to speak about this dude, I'll let you have it first.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. All right. Say your character.
So listen. So what Nolan failed to explain to you guys. Okay, so he wasn't the main villain. He wasn't the main villain. As a matter of fact, the main villain was actually this guy. But let me explain Calvin though. So Calvin was intrigued by Django because honestly, they never met a black dude like that who had the rights to do what Django did. Now, remind you, Django and his companion, they was in a partnership, so nobody really understood that. But when Calvin was introduced on the scene, this dude had so much personality. He played, and let's just talk about Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio played that part to the T. He made that character way more than what it could have been. And also, you remember that scene, Nolan, when he was at the table, the one that you was talking about? You remember that scene?
Yeah.
Don't you know he hurt his hand for real? That was real blood. He actually hurt his hand when he slammed it down on the table. He was still in character. You know, when he wiped his blood in that girl's face, all of that was real. That was real. He hurt himself, but he's such a good actor.
Really? Oh my God.
Really hurt.
Oh my God. Oh. Snap! I didn't know that. Whoa! That supposed to change my whole opinion on him. Whoa! An actor doing something that wasn't supposed to be in it. Whoa! That is mind-breaking. Guys, I'm so sorry. You know what? God tier. He's supposed to be there. I am so sorry, guys. That one stick, God tier. I'm so sorry, Uncle Jake. You are so right.
Well, I wasn't
put him in God tier.
Well, I wasn't going to even put him in God tier. I was going to put him in S tier. He deserves to be in S tier because the way that he actually went through that whole entire movie, and the fact that he was open to the possibility of just the money aspect, that he was telling people, hey, look, man, no, let's stop that. No, we got to do something. No, like, come on. Like, think about it. He wasn't even your typical slave owner. Like, he was really he really had class about it. And I'm going to tell you something. Even the part where you were talking about that dude who got ate up by the dog, that was one of the best scenes. Now, remind you, the way that he talked to that dude, he was like, hey, man, listen, I paid $500 for you, man. I deserve at least 5 fights. Now, you only gave me 3, and that last one, you murdered the water. What about my $500? Like, man, he played. Listen, I don't care what you say. This dude is S tier all the way. Anybody who watched this, I'm telling you right now, this dude, straight S tier. Like, you're gonna love him.
I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I said I compromised, put him in S, but I was hoping that I was gonna pull Steven. For real. If I would have got Steven, I would have said, "Hey, I compromise to put him there." But
can we talk about Steven now? Since I already let's just talk about Steven. What you got to say about Steven?
Steven is God tier, hands down. Gotta say that off real. So if anyone have watched Boondocks before, okay, you need put a clip in there. Put a clip in there.
For Ruckus.
If you've seen Boondocks, Uncle Ruckus is pretty much him, bruh. It was so funny. Even on when he first came onto the scene, he was like, "You letting this nigga? You letting him? You letting him be in the White House? We gotta burn the sheets, get rid of everything. You telling me you want this black person in here?" I was like, "Yo, this man gave me Uncle vibes, bro.
Uncle Ruckus vibes."
It was. I love him. Like I look, even though that's kind of messed up, and he was being mean to his own race. His scene, his character, and how he was all the way around just made it funny. That's the only thing I got out of his character. Just hilarious. Now we're gonna talk about villain wise. I would say he was only a villain at like the ending point because we only got to introduce to him like at almost the ending phase, and he was pretty smart. He wasn't just stupid person, so that made it even more interesting. Even at the very end, he was like trying to leave with the other people. He was, but the protagonist was like, "Wait a minute, no, not you, buddy. You're the only black person who cannot leave because of what he did. He could have easily just shut his mouth and let them buy the person they actually wanted from who was the person, the who you put in S
Calvin.
Yeah. If he would have just left them alone, he wouldn't have got shot. But instead, he wanted to be that type of person, and he got killed for it at the very end, which it was more funny to me because he got what he deserved at the very end. So, that being said, I think he deserved S tier because of his personality alone, and not just that, it made it unique. I mean, let's be real. If he wasn't there, your boy would have got played. I'm gonna be real. Can we be real about that?
Okay, so I give you that he probably would have been played, but at the same time, we still talking about his character at the end of the day. Leonardo DiCaprio pulled off that character to the T. I'm giving him S tier because of how he pulled off his character. I don't care about how stupid he was and how Steven was the smarter guy. No, forget that. I'm talking about his character, the way he acted.
I'm talking about his character too.
S all the way. Like, I really wanted to give him God tier, but when they put Steven on, I was like, okay, can't give him God tier. Right. So what we put Steven at? We put him in God tier.
Right? I already said that.
Okay. All right, just making sure. But yeah, I enjoyed his character. I really liked the last part when he said, he was like, I count 6 shots. And then Django was like, I got 2 guns. That was so funny. Because at the end, it just showed he was still trying to be smart all the way out. You know? Oh, man. Such a good character.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was God tier. I'm not gonna lie. He was God tier.
Be your own kind, bro.
You know what? And it's so funny because I'm not trying to get too serious, but I promise you, in every job is one of these. Every job is one of these. For real. Oh my God. I don't know why we do that. Really? Okay. So I added him on, right?
Yeah.
So right off rip, I'm gonna give Billy. Oh God, it's between B and A.
He did better than the person that was fumbling. He did do better.
So I got to give him A tier for that. That's right. He did. He actually did. So okay. So Billy was one of the. I guess was he? I wonder if he was a tracker or not. But anyway, he was one of the. He was one of the guys. One of Calvin guys. And he always antagonized Django. I guess because, like I said, when they saw Django, they never saw that before. It was like one of them rare dinosaurs. Like, you never really seen it before. So he kept antagonizing Django, but every time he did that, Django would come back with something, and he like, man, I gotta kill you at the end of the day. Like, you dying. And I like the last scene, because he had Django sprung up upside down. and he was finna mutilate him. But he got saved. He got saved at the end of the day. And then I just like the way that his the characteristics that they gave him. You didn't know really if he was straight. He just had this, I don't know, he had a question mark. But he one of them guys, he was just nasty. Like he's really about that life. So I give him 18.
He almost ooped this guy.
Yeah, he almost did that. Anything you want to add?
No, you said it.
Yeah, he was alright. He was alright.
Dang, it's sad that we got the good characters out.
Not really. There's still a lot of good characters on here. Okay. Bartender. Yes. This guy. Do you remember this? Please tell me you remember
the first scene.
The first scene when he was up there and he was messing with the lights.
He turned
around. He's like, whoa.
What you doing in
here? hey, that was so accurate. That was so accurate. Like, he didn't want no smoke. He knew, man. I didn't sign up for this. Like, it was so funny. What would you get that dude?
Dang, bro. I think B. He gonna sit there with the fumbling man.
He gonna sit there with the fumbling. All right. I ain't even mad at that.
His character wasn't so unique, but when you got introduced to him, it was a comedian scene right there. It was really funny. Yeah.
And one thing that Tarantino did, and a lot of you guys are gonna see it when you watch the movie, he does these cut-in transitions. So when a scene is really serious, it'll focus the scene. It'll focus the scene on the actual dude. Like I'm telling you, like it's just like a zoom in. It is so, the transitions are so good. Like, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Listen. So this is the dude. Man. This is the dude that got mauled by the dog. I put him up here. A lot of this movie, the reason why I like this movie, because a lot of it, I will say, it depicts what went on back in the day. But the spin is like comedy. It's really funny. Now, this scene really, they didn't have to put the dogs eating him up. They didn't. But the reason why I put him on there, because I'm with Calvin on this one. Man, I paid $500 for you. What my 5 fights at? Dude only did 3 fights. In the last fight, he muddled the water. Like, come on now.
He got a little shaky for him.
Like, he got a little shaky on that last fight. Like, come on, something ain't right.
Then, wait, back up. Don't he only has Jesus? Does he only have one eye?
No. What happened was they beat the Mandingo fights. They beat the pies out of him on the last fight when he didn't want to fight no more. So when you see him, guys, the first thing he said is, "Oh, Mr. Cal, I can't fight no more. I can't do these fight no more." So Calvin is a businessman. Listen, man, I paid $500 for you. At least I expect to get 5 fights out of you.
Reimburse me, man.
Reimburse me. You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna do it?
You gonna reimburse me my $500? So, hey, with that, I'm giving him D tier. I feel as though he could have gave him them last 2 fights. I really do. I'm giving him D tier.
No, actually, he only needed 1.
No, he only fought 3 fights.
Oh, 3. Yeah,
he only fought 3. He needed 2. He needed 2 more.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay.
But then, if you really think about it, did you see that fight with that big dude was killing that other dude? Like, I kind of understand. Like, it's either you rather die from the big dude or you rather get ate up by dogs. Like,
hey man, both you're still dead. So
you're still dead at the end of the day. So he was gonna die at the end of the day, but I still feel as though he owed them two more fights. He ain't giving them 2 more fights. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give him D tier for that. Like, I feel as though, man, them $500, man. What about my $500? So
yeah, one job.
Yeah, one job. I'm giving him D tier. Oh yeah.
First detail.
Nah, man. All right, so that's John Brittle. That is this guy. You remember when Django was begging him? When
the
the flashback,
yeah.
Django was begging him. Now the present day, he was doing the whooping, but the flashback, Django was begging him not to whip that woman. So what would you give John?
My man said, and I'm gonna repeat it. My man said, "I like how you beg, boy."
Well, yeah.
So when he said that, I think I liked his character for like that weirdness of it, but overall, like, dang, I think he's gonna go and see. I'm not gonna hold.
He's lower than the fumble.
Yeah, he's low.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't really funny. He was he was just a weird Christian person that wants to wear some paper on his body.
Listen,
and hold a Bible.
That aesthetic was pretty cool though. He had the Bible verse.
You really gonna say his drip was hard right now?
Listen, back in that day, Bible drip? Are you kidding me, bro?
No.
Bible drip?
No person in their life is gonna take paper out of the Bible and put it on their clothes and think that's hard. Don't even come at me with that nonsense.
Bible drip, Nolan? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen Bible drip?
Man, pull up Bible drip. That don't make no sense. Bible drip. That makes no sense.
I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
Bible drip.
Let me see the image.
This man saying people wearing paper. See, nothing comes. Yeah. So sit back down. Yeah, sit back down.
But I will say the drip was hard. I felt as though the drip was. I never seen that, you know. So when I saw him with the page, I'm like, well, God, dog, what script?
I hope to God that we clown, like, comments will clown my uncle for this one. I hope. Cause
guys, listen.
That is not it.
He's just a Bible.
And I swear to God. And I swear to God, if anyone sends me a picture of them wearing Bible scripts on their shirt or pants, I swear I will make fun of you.
Please send the Bible drip.
No.
But hey, I'm not even mad at the CT on that one. I'm not, you know. Somebody gotta occupy C tier. Not even mad.
I'm not gonna hold you. If I get the email, I'm putting her in. I'm on my Andrew Tate.
That is so garbage. All right, so Marshall, right? So when it first come on, this is after the bartender scene. You know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him trash tier. I'm gonna give him trash tier because I feel like you first of all, the sheriff that was elected. Now this is the marshal. The sheriff that was elected was basically he had a bounty on his head. How did you not know that sheriff had a bounty on his head? First of all, second of all, how do the sheriff get shot and you don't go in gun blazing first? You got everybody on the roof and you got two people. You had a smart dude able to talk his way. Even though he was in the right, you still had somebody to talk their way out of shooting your sheriff. Trash.
Well, man, he was white. So, I mean, they listened to him.
If it was
just Django, come on, let's be real now. If it was just Django, they would have shot him on sight. All right? And then they would have said a few more words than what I'm saying. Come on now. Let's be real about it.
Listen, I'm gonna agree with that, but I'm just talking about the dude. Like, how your sheriff get shot? He had a bounty on his head, and you didn't do nothing. That's garbage.
Man, look. I guess my uncle forgot all about his skin color right there.
I did not forget about the skin tone. What I'm saying is, how you gonna have a sheriff in there with a bounty on his head, and then let somebody get talked out of killing your no?
I think, in all honesty, he knew. I think he knew, but he, stick together.
Well, I don't know because when Dr. King was telling him, he was like, "Listen, the guy probably was elected sheriff around about 2 to 3 years ago. is that right? And he was like, yeah. I don't think he knew. He didn't know. He did not know.
Yeah.
He didn't know. He didn't know.
Yeah.
I just think that's trash. I mean, even though the skin cup, forget all of that. I'm just talking about how you gonna let your sheriff get shot, and then the situation was talked out. Like, no, it's straight garbage. No, definitely not. No. Oh, I actually like him. What about this guy?
I'm not saying his name. Like, I hope, I'm sorry, but you better tell me his name, because I'm not saying that.
That was up there. My
man going D for that name.
What? He was over the plantation. What are you talking about?
Nah,
the women
bro.
was calling him that. What are you talking about?
Anyway, wasn't that special? I ain't gonna hold. Like, other than like he ran a plantation.
Listen, the guy
wasn't really all that special.
The guy was funny.
He got talked out. He got talked out of killing the protagonist. This is their second time doing this. No, not second time. Their first. Yeah, this makes the second time them doing it. And so, wasn't it, Chief? Could have been a little bit more.
The guy, to me, he was funny, and I'm gonna tell you why he was funny. Because even though he never saw Django, he was like the Dr. King guy. He was like, listen, remember, Django Freeman is a free man,
a free slave.
So you can't talk to him like any other regular slave. So,
So
he was trying to talk to the girl. He was trying to tell the girl, listen, you can't talk to him like any other regular ones. You got to talk to him like he free. So she was like, so you want us talk to him like you? He was like, no.
No.
That is not what I said.
You didn't want that.
He was so serious with it. He was like, no. That is not what I said. That was, dude.
Then she was like, I don't understand what you mean.
I don't understand what you mean. He was like, what's that Peckerwood boy up there, such and such? She was like, I think she said Jared. He was like, yeah. Talk to him like you talking to Jared. Like, the dude is funny. The dude was funny. That
was the only memorable scene. I give you that.
Dude,
but
hey,
overall, like,
give him C. Give him C. Like, he deserves C. He was a funny guy.
Okay, I give you that because his character was a lot more memorable.
Yeah, he was a funny guy. I like the comedy characters. I do.
But that name wasn't it.
Yeah, but he had all the women calling him Big Daddy. So hey, I can't complain with that one. So. God tier. That
would have been unfair.
God tier. Listen, so Django, the whole movie was about Django. You know, he was trying to find his woman and stuff that he had married, and I'm giving him God tier because his character progression was really, really spot on. Like, it was well executed. Think about it. He had this natural talent for shooting guns, right? Never shot a gun before, but he learned through the whole movie how to read. I mean, it was just on a different scale. Like, his progression was really, really good. And I feel like, I don't think that he knew that he was going to get into the partnership that he did, but when he got into the partnership, you can tell that he loved to learn. He was learning through the whole entire movie. You know, he got his confidence. He learned how to play different characters. I'm giving him.
He learned how to just kill him.
It was really, really good. Like, honestly, I can explain everything, but just that sums it up. Django was good. He was a good God tier character. I think he made that movie. I think he did. So I'm giving him God.
Yeah.
I'm giving him God. Anything you want to add to Django?
No, just a good character, solid. Like, I would have probably put him in God tier.
Yeah. He was solid. He was definitely solid. what we putting a uniform on house at? Like, let's be real.
S tier, bro.
S tier. Yes. Listen,
the fact that they had clothes for the people, for the slaves. A whole store just for clothes, bro. Name that. I can't say the name.
Right.
But clothes store that had a name. All I had to say, bro. Just,
you know what? I ain't even mad at that. That's what's that. Like, it's
keep
funny.
It pushing. Keep it pushing, bro.
It's funny.
Hey, look, my uncle found that funny. I don't know why we got it.
Oh God, Ellis. Let's see.
Who is that?
So that's the last Brittle brother. So this was the one who was whooping in the flashback. Man, the way he beat that, the way he whipped that girl, he had technique. My man had skills. I gotta put my man in A tier for that.
I'm done. This man said,
listen,
yeah, whipping technique.
The way he whipped that, like every hit was just flawless. I'm giving him S tier.
This man
said,
I'm
giving him A tier. I'm giving him A tier. Like, he was the best. He was the better brother than me. Even though dude had the drip, this dude had the technique.
He had no drip. What drip?
Bible drip, bro. I don't want to talk about it, man. I really don't want to talk about it. But Ellis, what you got to say about Ellis, man?
I got nothing to say. I mean, he had one eye that he only knew how to whip. So, I mean, that was about it.
Listen, bro,
he was just a sub boss.
Bro was whipping with one eye. Who can whip with one? I keep on put him in S tier. I'm telling you, dude did his thing. He did his thing.
My man had one ability. he maxed that mug out. He maxed that something out, man. God dang.
Yeah, he had to be level 90 on that one. Like, on that ability, he had to be level 90.
Whip master.
I'm giving him that one. Okay. So you probably don't remember him, but he was actually the one who split Django and his woman up. Django and his woman ran away the first time, and they caught him, and they split him up. I think this was why she got whipped. But yeah. What would you give him? He was kind of like a mastermind. Like, he was like, listen, this love story ain't finna happen.
A tier then. It's kind of hard. I don't remember his character. So, to be honest, I shouldn't be putting him A tier since you said that. I think since I don't remember him that much, because he could have just did it. I mean, he did it because obviously they loved each other. But let's be real. Back then, we can also say that happened a lot when people cared about each other. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he wasn't that memorable. He just a dude that split them up. So, I mean, D for sure for me, really. Because I don't remember him.
I'm not mad at the A or the D. You know, he could have floated anywhere, but I will say the line that he said was, I have no need for sand, and then he said the word. But what he meant was, back in those days, the ones who ran away, you really couldn't trust them because they had fight in them. He wanted the ones that didn't have fight in them, so he didn't have no need for Django, because he knew Django and the girl was going to run away. So what he did, not only, he could have killed both of them, he could have hung them, but what he did was, to be really nasty, he split both of them up. And he said it, you know, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah.
I don't remember him, like, yeah.
Please let me get that girl, please.
Please, no, let me get her.
Oh, wow.
You got yes.
Dude, don't bring that girl back.
Where you putting them? That's all I care about right now. Where you putting them?
To be honest with you.
Well, explain his backstory a little bit.
Okay, so his backstory, he was the one who found Django. He taught Django the tools of the trade.
How to kill,
how to survive, how to read, all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He opened up this bounty hunter aspect to Django. He loved the theatrics and stuff when it came to, you know, saving the woman and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I'm gonna give him a high S. And the reason why is because you can tell when he was going through the movie, he didn't really like what was going on, but he was learning that what they was going through was really, really, really bad. Like, think about it. He could have got out at an early on phase, gave Django the $75 and left. But he stuck around just to teach Django what he needed to know and help him get his girl back. Like, come on. Like,
he even said in the show, he literally said, I wouldn't say he's flawless, but he did say in the series, or in the movie, he was like, well, I'm kind of am responsible for you because I bought you and I gave you your freedom. And now that you've been helping me out. And so, yeah, I feel as though I should be doing this. You know, I never understand like what's wrong between the two colors. Like he didn't really see the difference. Like he saw it as everyone equal at the end of the day, whether you was black or white. He just had a partner in crime working with him. And so I would say that he sold at the very end because, again, all he had to do was shake the dude's hand. If he would have shook the dude's hand.
Now, listen, on that one, I will say, I think he fumbled the ball on that one. But I'm still giving him a high S. But I would have gave him God tier had he actually pulled that off. The reason, but I think he fumbled the ball on that one because he was mad at Django for breaking character, and I don't know why the director wrote that in. Like he was thinking about the dude who got mauled by them dogs, and
I was just about to say I was gonna bring this up because in the movie, I feel as though they really just said, you know what, let's kill off the only white person that actually like cared about black people in this show. I mean, in the movie, so. Boom, hey, we're going to make you think about the person who got mauled. And on top of that, we're going to make sure that you do not shake this dude's hand. And instead of shaking his hand and go about your day, after losing the bet, hey, let's shoot him and then start a whole problem.
And then, you know what? Not even just that. When he did shoot Leonardo, you can tell that it was a lot of time that had happened after he shot him. And after he turned around to Django, he could have easily took that little gun, shot the other people, because Django was gonna follow his lead anyways. So they just wanted to kill him off.
He literally turned around and said, "Sorry, I just couldn't help it. I just couldn't help it." I'm like, bro, you have so much time to move out the way and shoot the next person that you chose instead. Hey, let me sit here and say, I just couldn't help it. And I see why he was kind of doing it because he was explaining to Django like, hey, don't break character. Also, don't get so not emotional, but somewhere along those lines.
Sort of like invested, you know. In the
yeah. And I was like, bruh, you pretty much did the thing that you told him not to do. And on top of that, what was the point of that? Like, your whole point of doing that was relevant. Okay? Could have just left. You would have lost, but he would have got his girl. End of story, happy ending. Like,
I agree.
Yeah. I think he really deserved S. That's really it.
No, I'm giving him a high S because he really had good character progression. But another thing too, I think because the show is called Django Unchained. A lot of it was about Django, so I understand. I understand them killing him off. I just didn't like the way that they did it. I feel as though he should have died trying to take a bullet for Django. I would have felt better with that than to die starring something. I know they had to introduce Django part. I mean, it's called Django Unchained. I understand they trying to introduce his part, but I still feel like the way they killed him off, it's like they wrote that in. Because out of all the people who he saw that was being beat and missed and abused and all that, you picked the guy with the dog.
Way before he met Django,
exactly.
too.
You picked the guy with the dog to want to grow a conscience. And I feel like that scene was kind of justified. I'm still on them $500. Like, you ain't give me five fights. You know what I'm saying? So, you just picked the wrong scene. If anything, it was a lot of other scenes you could have picked. You know, so I don't know. I don't know. All right, well, got Broomhill. Broomhilda.
Hey man, listen. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you. She going to D-tier.
You know what? I see this trend with you. Every time we get a woman, you always putting this woman. You always putting this woman.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that.
No. Let's be real. No. All the episodes that we did. Come on.
No. We did a whole movie about the female.
Why are you giving her D tier? Let's talk about that. Why are you giving her D?
Because she was literally just look. The whole stick of this show was just a man looking for his girl. He cared about this girl and he wanted to get her at the end of the day. That's all he cared about. That was the whole stick of it. Okay. Even though, yes, the movie was funny, it was comedian and also talked about dark times. I get it. It was just a typical man trying to save women, or like a man trying to save like his family type of thing. That's how I felt, really. And so, to be honest, I think the only cool thing about her was the fact that she was able to speak German.
So she was smart.
Yeah, she was smart.
She always ran away, in every plantation that she went to, she was always trying to run away to get back to Django. We're gonna gloss over that one, right?
Wait, they didn't say that now. We only heard about 2 of them that she ran away from. Let's be real.
So that's every plantation she ran away. So we're gonna gloss over that too. So we're gonna gloss over that too. That she didn't run away from every plantation that she was on.
Look. I'm gonna be real with you.
Can't help how many plantations you was on. I'm just saying she ran away every time.
Bro, I'm gonna be real. I only was gonna put her in D so that I could get my character so we could have traded. To be real with you, but like you put the person I wanted in S. So I mean, who else that I can really trade for? Because I didn't really care about her. I mean, I fell in love with Django. Just Django being Django. At the end of the day,
I'm okay with you put her in trash tier. I'm just calling out the obvious. You be putting these women down there. I'm just saying. I'm just calling out the obvious. You be putting these women down there.
So now you branded me as.
I'm not saying that. 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 I'm not saying that.
You're implying. You're implying. Hey, he's implying. I'm not an incel. I'm not an incel.
I never said that. Only thing I said was when you be coming across these women be getting some ABCDs. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, we did a whole movie. Look, we did a whole movie on a female being a protagonist and everything. I did put her low.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so where you gonna put at? Where you want at?
Who you got in D again?
Listen, I'm not trading none of my guys. I'm just being real. Like I'm okay with my pick. Like everybody on my list is where they need to be, with the exception of this guy. He actually needs to be under the trash can, but I'm gonna put him right here because the dude had his peoples ready, but he didn't really execute. But I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? But
look here, man. I guess I'm gonna put her in A because all she did was just run away. She still cared for the person that she loved, but really deep down, that was her whole stick anyway. And third of all, she speaks German. That was really it. Oh, she did get whooped. She did get whooped by the whip master.
Yeah, okay. She couldn't fake that. I actually think that scene was real. I actually think even in the movie that scene was real. The way she cried.
About 4 things really. I did like how she was okay with being sacrificed for Django at the very end, so that was pretty good.
But I think that's a little too high. I think you're giving her too high. Like
you're tapping into your incel mode.
I'm just saying. That's what you said. I'm just saying, I think a good B. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. Broomhilda B. You know what I'm saying? Her name is Broomhilda. Her name is in. I'm gonna go with the B. I'm gonna go.
Hey, I'm okay with that compromise.
I'm gonna go with the B. And the reason why I don't think that she deserved A is because. And hear me out on this one. Hear me out on this.
Hear me out. When you first say that, you already know you better go.
Hear me out on this one. Hear me out on this one. When old girl was in that hot box cooking and that water hit her, why did you scream though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. Why did you scream? Let's be real. You ain't had a bath in about years. Why would you scream? What is this? Like, you want the water. Why would you scream? Am I off base for this?
Hey man, I thought you was gonna say, why did she fall out when she saw Django? Or when she had that glass of water, why she didn't throw it on what's his name? Cause she felt really uncomfortable. When you watch it, she backed away when he got closer. And she only felt more comfortable once he started to talk about Django. Or his friend that was trying to get to her. When you think about it, if you paid attention closely, she was trying to get away from him every single time.
Well, listen. With all jokes aside, she really played that character.
She did. Yeah, she did.
Like, you can tell, even in the acting, man. Like, it was believable. She was really.
She could have went a lot harder. Like when Uncle Ruckus was like going hard on her about like, oh, you know him.
Right,
she could have played it off a little bit better.
She really could have. She really could have.
Right character.
And then she was like, but I want to say that she had the intelligence to know he was really a scary character, because she was shaking. She was like, listen, you scaring me. I believe everybody knew he was the mastermind. I really believe it. I believe it.
He was just one of those types of niggas.
I believe it, man. I believe it. I believe because everybody respected him, and he was old. He was acting like he was old. I'm just saying,
he literally was Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks. Like, if anyone who watched Boondocks before, like, you understand automatically what Samuel type of energy he had, like just Uncle Ruckus energy. So with that being said, look, they already know if I do something wrong, he was gonna snitch on me off the rip. No hesitations. Don't even play with him.
Off the rip.
Yep.
So Nolan, what would you actually rate this?
You go first. I've been going first. What do you rate?
Okay.
Yeah.
So to be honest with you,
yep.
The movie is 8.4.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The way that they did the cinematography,
oh my god,
the direction of the movie, the cut-ins, the transitions,
let's go.
The storyline. The storyline was really good to me. The storyline was good to me. I like the storyline, and honestly, that little twist at the end with Steven, I mean, that was pretty good. And then this is the main thing. We never really talked about this, but in this movie, the actual action, man, just the blood splatter. That was so hard.
It was blown a little bit more out of proportion. Wait,
it really
do you remember that? Wait.
When he said he said tell her bye.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about, because I say, man, I really like that scene. They yanked her. like how you gonna shoot her from the side, but she yanks across the screen? Like, they exaggerated. The movie was exaggerated, but it made it good. So
yeah,
dude,
it did.
9.4. 9.4. Like, seriously, 9.4.
Okay, 9.4.
9.4. Yes, 9.4. I think that's fair. I think it's way higher than the 8.4, but that's just my opinion, you know.
I would say I'm a comedy person. I like comedy. So with that being said, I would have to say it's a 9 point. I think I might just go with 9.4 as well.
Yeah,
like
wow.
I liked it. I liked the comedy and everything. I don't think it was that bad. The action was really good. I wouldn't say it was the best thing in the world, but I really care about comedy more than anything. And since I'm looking at it from more of a comedy standpoint, it fit really well with the narrative that it was trying to say. A world where it was, serious, it was slavery and all this going on, but they was able to make it comedian. The moments where you see these serious moments turn into something that's funny, because I think the best comedy is dark humor. If you can't handle dark humor, something's wrong with you, because almost every humor is really from something that's dark. Okay, that's just how a lot of people cope, or how we really eternate things or get over things. So I like that a little bit more. Was it like top tier comedy? I can probably bump it up to a 9.5, but I'm keeping 9.4 because I've seen more comedy shows that have did a little bit more. But it's still a good movie, hands down. I will 100% even rewatch it because I find it enjoyable. But yeah.
Yes, so the movie does have rewatch value because honestly, even though we talk about the comedy of the movie as a history lesson, and I want to kind of stray away from this, but as a history lesson, I do feel like a lot of hold on, Nolan, wait.
Okay.
I'll seriously. As a history lesson, a lot of terms that they was using, if you look those terms up, it was actually what they was back when it was happening. But the fact that Quentin Tarantino was able to make this into a comedy, and the action was so exaggerated, man, this was really awesome.
You gotta also think about it. Back then, people was able to make these types of movies. Nowadays, we probably would never see a movie like this when you really think about it, because everything is getting a lot more sensitive. It really is. Like, even though, that's really messed up in how things went with slavery and all of that, it's still good that we're able to take something like this and make it enjoyable for whether you're black, white, Mexican, purple, pink, whatever, and watch it and enjoy it. And don't have to feel like, okay, I'm white and I'm watching a show like this and now I have to feel bad. No, as long as you're just not walking around, saying that and just watching the movie just to watch it, I think there's nothing wrong with it.
And all honestly, I don't think no person should watch this movie and just feel bad, because what happened, it happened. But I will say, if you are curious about what happened back in the day, I mean, you could watch those videos that are gruesome, and honestly, that will give you a realistic approach. But if you just watch this movie, at least at least you can take away humor out of it, but still at the same time get a history lesson. That's why I say it has rewatch value, because a lot of stuff that they was doing, that's what they was doing in the past, like the Mandingo fights. It was a scene on there when he was like, finish him. And I didn't even like that. I was upset about that because I knew that's how it was back in the day, but then I understood, a movie like this is good to actually show them. Even when the guy had got mauled by them dogs, they did that to runaways. That happened. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, the movie was serious.
But not just that. Your favorite character asked a good question. Asked a real good question. He said, when you think about it, why we got all these black people, but they don't turn around and fight back?
Yeah, he was talking about how the guy had shaved his father's head all his life and with a razor, and he was like, if it was me, I would have took that razor and slit his throat. But that goes back to what I was telling you about this guy right here. That's why I said, he said something. He was like, listen, I have no use for saying, and then he said the word, but what he meant was somebody would fight in him. See, had that dude with the razor was one of them, what he was talking about, he probably would have caused the uprising. That's basically how that went back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They had to control what was going on in them plantations. So, again, it made sense. It made so much sense what he said. You know, he would have did it, but they did a good job with trying to keep the ones who wanted to actually run away. They did a good job with keeping them at bay. They really did. So this movie have a lot of rewatch value. It really does.